Hello, this is Olivier. Well, I feel like making a video. Isn't that amazing? I get sometimes very enthusiastic. And I have to tell you this because, well, today's the birthday of my dog, a Shiba Inu called Yuki. Shiba Inu. Dog, dodge a coin. Hint. Anyway, and I wanted to show you something amazing again because I'm still amazed by my the method that I've been using all my life. And I still have to talk about it because there's lots of copies around. There's lots of people pretending to be me. There's lots of very similar EAs. And I'm just going to say one thing. That one thing we do in the West, and I'm from the West, okay? I went to school in the US. I live in Europe. I was born in Western Europe. And this is where I live. This is my country. This is where I've lived all my life. I really don't want to go anywhere else. And you know, one thing we do, and I know you know, there's lots of we don't copy things. We invent things. We always have. We invented the radar against the Germans. Um, we invent things. And there are many countries, well, there are some countries in the world that are very happy to copy things that we invent. And then they think they're very smart because they produce it cheaper and they make cheaper quality. And some of them even gloat about it. They gloat about it, saying, now, I had one person from one country say, why should I go and invent something when I can just copy something that works? It seems totally normal to them. Well, it doesn't seem normal to me at all. And I've totally invented something, and I want to show you the best way to use my PPSO right now is on Renko and on normal charts also. But this is quite amazing. I'm going to re-optimize it to show you something. This is quite amazing what's going on today. That's why I'm so excited. We have the euro very overbought, okay? And it's very artificial because the equation is very simple. The US is raising rates because of the bad job that Biden has done, but that's another story. We're getting mega inflation in the US, and we're getting inflation in Europe, but not as much as the US. And so the US is going to keep on increasing rates. You actually have positive swap rates on short euros right now. There's nothing you can do about it, okay? So when you have these spikes in the euro, okay, they are, to me, artificial. They're done by central banks. They're done by people trying to prop up the euro. Because why would you hold euros when you get negative interest rates? You're getting negative 50, even though they've raised rates very timidly. And on the US, you're getting 3 or 4% yield. So why would you long-term hold euros? There's no reason for it. So these bumps, like you're seeing today, it's a holiday, it's August, nobody's around, everybody's buying crap robots. I don't know. There was one that was just absolutely horrendous up there. Nothing against NQL5. It's not their fault. It's a great company. I've been with them for 8 years. But sometimes you really have to be careful, because I don't know. I mean, why do you need a breakout robot right now when the market is ranging? I mean, you can see this is what the market is doing, up and down, up and down. And what a breakout is here. How are you going to make money when it breaks out? I don't understand these things. Anyway, nothing new has been invented since the 30s and 40s, and it's just a rehack of old stuff and make it secret and all that. I mean, why am I here? I don't know, because I like to share. I mean, when you've gone to university as long as I have, and you've worked in institutions as long as I have in London, and you've learned stuff, and when your boss was telling you every day you have to be number one otherwise you get fired, I had nothing easy. I never made a salary in my life. I always worked on what I brought into the company, and after a while, I just said, I have to go and do this by myself, and it was hard in the beginning. Well, it wasn't hard in the beginning. It became hard in 2008. So I had about 10 years, pretty good. But still using the same method, I'm still around. Okay, I don't need lots, but what I do like is sharing things. Now look what's happening with this BPSO right now, which is optimized. You can see these bands, okay, on top, and I explained how these works. They're based on standard deviation. They are not Bollinger bands, okay. Bollinger worked on breakouts also. But Bollinger would be saying by here. See, this is what Bollinger would be saying. Or there's other ways he would say, okay, you can do a touch and go, you can walk along the band, you can do all sorts of things. So my robot takes all that into consideration, but it's not Bollinger bands. It's based on statistics and deviation from the mean and forward time frames and things like that. Okay, but what I've done here is graph it with the RSI, which is probably my favorite indicator. It's a really good indicator, obviously. I mean, you can use the RSI if you don't want to spend any money and just check it. But you spend what? You're going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get an alarm, or maybe get a robot that will do one trade when it's too late, because they will hit 70, and by the time the trade gets done, you'll be here or something. Um, okay, whatever. You can do that, but my robot comes in at the same time as the RSI, which is, as I said, a very good indicator. Here, 70 is oversold, and coincidentally, we're getting the same result here. And coincidentally, this works. I haven't got some harmonics up, but like with black swans and things like that, which I found amazing, because all these things come together because it's a natural law of nature. Okay, but what is exciting is to see how well this is working on a Renko chart. That's why I'm saying, okay, you can have distributions of my various versions, but if somebody's not telling you how to put it on a Renko chart, which is, I'm the only person that can, it's not going to help you. And if you don't want to do that, yeah, sure, you can put it on a 5-minute chart. It's working. Let me find one second. Okay, here is BBS on a 5-minute chart, and you see, okay, it's come in, it's come in here. It's done a short, and it'll do other shorts if you put, basket of trades, and it's come in round about where the RSI is. But look at the RSI. This is what's interesting. The RSI started being overbought here. Let's say you're using the RSI. So you're basically, okay, you put one trade in, as it did here, and then you've got all this you've wasted. You're going up here and just stressing or biting your nails or something. And then all of a sudden it hits the band and goes down. And you can see the filter says no trend, which means basically it's ranging. The market is ranging, okay? And I've got here various modules for those who do like, I have a squeeze break module, which would take a breakout, okay, just in case there's a flash crash or something. And I also use a Renko module, which is built in this chart, so you don't have to have the visual one. So this is all there. But this is what I want to show you. This is what you're missing out on by using other methods. I mean, you're selling too early, even though most indicators are telling you to sell here. Okay, I go back to my Renko chart. We still haven't sold. We still haven't taken a position. We've taken a Renko here, so it's made this money, but we haven't done the main BBSO position yet, which is what I've discovered again is amazing, because I was trying various things like murals and things like that. You always think the grass is greener, but I still come back to self-optimization. I'm still excited about this. Still excited after all these years. So anyway, I'm using it. If you don't want to use it, if you want to go out and buy other things, and sure, I'm going to answer a couple questions about the MT5. I sell the MT5 version because my MT4 version was destroyed by trolls, and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't want to deal with signals because they're very cheap. You get very little money. They take 30%, and you get your money 7 months later, and it's a lot of maintenance, and you have to use up screen and processing power and electricity and all that kind of stuff. So people tell me, why don't you have a signal? I don't need a signal. I'm here, and there are very few people like me. I'm here because I like to share. Okay, we're all lonely because, traders are lonely. If you're going off and you want to be free and you don't want to have your boss and you're at home, and you're dealing with your significant other or whatever. I'm not, because they couldn't handle my trading, so I can't really be in a relationship. But I'm a freak, um, so I want to share. Of course, I want to share. I don't want to die and have learned all this and not share it with people. And it's the trolls that have made it expensive, because now I do a private, what is called a private club. I give my MT5 version, and then you get everything else. I mean, you just have to, you know, ask me, how do I put it on Renko? Um, have you got any? There are times right now, for instance, the MT5. Okay, you had 2 weeks of crazy markets, and the MT5 version is has been taking some stops on the longs, and there's a bug in MT5. It's a real bug, because you can't go long or short on the tab like you can in MT4. And I've asked them a couple of times, but they don't seem to want to change that. So you have to put it in the program, which is very difficult when you have a self-optimizing program that optimizes every hour. So I wasn't able to do it. I'm not the one that did self-optimization. I used an engineer, but I wasn't able to do it. And I also made the MT5 version so you could just put it on a screen and leave it there. You don't have to worry about M&M. You don't have to worry about filters. You don't have to worry about anything. It's there. But then I give a whole service behind it. I tell you how to use Renko. I tell you how to use different versions. I send you different versions that are better for markets like right now, where you want to go short only because of the reason I explained, given rates in the US, artificial bumps up of the euro like we're seeing this morning. I'm waiting very impatiently for this trade. This is going to be a great trade when it's done. So, and look, it is working with the RSI. So yeah, you can go and check the RSI every hour if you want and have no life, but this is all doing it automatically. So and it's quite amazing. I've been on MT5 for a while, and in the beginning, anybody could write. So basically, trolls were able to write absolute rubbish and destroy my robot, because I held the #1 position for a long time. We used to have a huge chat thing. People were just talking about my robot, and I destroyed. Well, I probably hurt a lot of people's business, so they wanted me to get out, and that happened 3 times, and I'm still here. And you know what's happening now? Is people are actually going out and buying my robot at a large price to go and put negative comments. Unbelievable, because you can only write when you've bought the robot. So people would actually go and buy the robot so they could put something negative on there. I mean, if you fall for that, fine. Given the rubbish there is out there, and I'm just, I'm getting emails every day for robots too. So there's so much rubbish. So many people selling stuff like, I'm in Dubai and look, I have a Rolls Royce. And who buys that stuff? I'm here. I'm giving you. I have the experience. I'm probably the most experienced trader on MQL5. Okay, I was #1 for a long time in very large institutions, Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, etc. And you have me. So I want to reiterate again that I want to give back, but I'm not doing it out of the kindness of my heart, because I don't want to be insulted every day. That's why I created private clubs that you have to be a member of. And yes, you have to suffer to get in there. You have to pay the price. And once you're in, you could probably be free. You could probably leave your job. I did. So there you go. Have a good day, and happy birthday to Yuki, my Shiba Inu, my dog, Dodger. Great.